A few months ago, we purchased a Jersey cow to be our family milk cow, and she finally had her baby. So the milking routine has begun. Last week, I shared with you guys how I got her out of the pasture that she had her baby in and just got her into our cattle chute to milk her out. So she just had colostrum milk, but now her milk is turning from colostrum to the actual milk that we're going to be drinking. And it was time to get an area set up for her here in our old barn. So this was the original plan, was to have a milk cow here in the old barn and for me to go out every morning and milk her. So over the weekend, me and my husband got a pen set up. We got her down to the barn, and now I want to share with you guys my new routine milking Lori. Lori has been the perfect cow for me to learn all of this on. She seems to be very calm and taking to her routine very well. The very first thing that I do is cart my milk machine down to the barn, and then I get some feed so that way I can bring Lori up into her stanchion and get her all ready for milking. Adding a milk cow to my farm is something that I have been wanting to do for a long time, but I knew this everyday chore wasn't easy. So I was really waiting for the right time when I felt that I could take this on. With a milk cow, you have to tend to them every day. They need to be milked because they produce more than their calf can drink. So you have to be able to milk them out every day to make sure that they don't get mastitis and for their own comfort. And also, a milk cow is just very different than our regular beef cows. And it was a whole learning curve, but I felt that I was finally ready to take all this on. And so far, about a week into milking Lori every morning, I have been thoroughly enjoying this whole routine. Ruby Ann is Lori's little calf, and she is just always running everywhere. Fences don't really mean anything to her. She's just always running around. She's a very cute little calf with a lot of energy. So far, we have not separated them at all, so I am just letting her totally be with Lori, and then I milk Lori every morning. Lori has never had a halter on her or any sort of training. So I am training her to lead and get into this whole routine, and she is doing really, really well. So far, I've just been leaving the halter on her so that I can easily catch her, but she's definitely settling into this routine and learning how to walk up into the stanchion. She is very motivated by feed. So every morning I give her grain at milking time, and that just helps her kind of settle into this routine, and it's a reward for coming up into the stanchion. Lori is a bit stubborn, but from what I'm hearing from other people, that is a very common trait for Jerseys. And this feed bucket really motivates her. So that has become a very important part of this whole routine. Also, I have done a lot of reading about just keeping a family milk cow and keeping up with them because she's raising a baby and also producing extra milk. There's a lot of demands on her body. So she really needs that extra feed as she has such a high demand to raise this baby right now. And she's also just producing a lot of extra milk. Every new season, I try to keep my wardrobe very simple. So going into the summer months, I needed to update some clothing And my favorite way to do that is to get a few staple pieces, which is why I chose to shop on Halara, who is the sponsor of this week's video. Halara has such a wide range of styles on their website. I went through and picked out what I knew would be the most versatile for me to wear in this season. I wanted some loose fitting tank tops, some nice shorts, and I even purchased a pair of linen pants. I have been wanting a pair of those pants for a long time. Halara had those at an affordable price with so many different colorways to choose from, and they're a great item to be able to wear casually around the house, but then dress them up to go out or even to church. So those are one of my favorite items. I have also been really liking their athletic shorts. They have a great feel to them. You can tell they're really high quality, and I really like how they have built-in sliders underneath, which is just perfect for these hot summer days, yet still being durable and comfortable. Halara items are versatile. They can be styled for everyday wear or special occasions. I was really pleased with the quality of all the materials on the clothes that I ordered from Halara. The fabric of all of their items is super high quality, and the items have been carefully selected to ensure inside out softness, stretchability, and a comfortable yet breathable feel, while also remaining durable, which is so important for me in all the work that I do every day. Every item that they offer comes in so many different color options, which helps cater to your unique style. I really enjoyed going through and picking some staple pieces that I wanted to add to my wardrobe, and then coordinating colors for everything to match in a capsule wardrobe. Another great thing about Halara items is the wide range of sizes, going all the way from extra small to 4X. All of their items are designed with everyone in mind, ensuring they are affordable without sacrificing quality and style. You can shop all of Halara's items through the link in my description and receive 15% off when you place an order. Thank you so much to Halara for sponsoring this week's video. You can see how tight her bag is, and that is even with Ruby Ann nursing on her full time. So that's why it's important that I get her in the stanchion every morning and get her milked out. The very first thing I do is clean her udders really well. That's a very important step when you're drinking raw milk, is to have everything very clean. That's also a really important step for Lori's health too. So that way I can make sure I don't open up anything for infections, which is why I really wanted to get her down to the barn where I had a nice concrete floor to bring her up on and a hose, just an easier way to keep everything really clean. So far, I've only been milking with the machine. I tried hand milking her a few times, but I did not have much luck at all because she would kick and then flies would get into my bucket, or she would poop and pee, and I just couldn't figure out how to keep it really clean. I think once her nerves start to settle down and she just gets more comfortable in the stanchion, hand milking will be a lot easier. I also just realized I'm not very good at hand milking. Every time I would do it, I would miss the bucket half the time. Lori has really little teeth, so I feel like the machine just makes it a lot easier. I think for one cow, the machine does not make it faster, because even after milking, I still had the whole job of cleaning the machine. It's just kind of been the only way right now that I've been able to milk her and still feel confident that I'm doing a good enough job of getting her milked out completely and also having good clean milk to drink. Now, milking is actually only a very small part of this whole job. Once we're done milking, you have to get the milk inside, strain it off, and get it into the freezer. Actually, I put it in the freezer for about an hour to help rapidly chill it and then move it into the refrigerator. And then after you get all the milk put away, you still have the job of cleaning the machine. And then I like to go back down to the barn and make sure I leave that clean so that way in the morning I have a clean area to milk again. I've been getting pretty consistently about 3 jars every morning, which I feel like is pretty much considering that we're calf sharing. So once Ruby Ann gets a little bit older, I do plan to put her in her own pen at night so that way I can milk Lori first thing in the morning before Ruby Ann nurses. However, I do plan to keep Ruby Ann. She's a really pretty little heifer calf, and so I want to make sure that she gets all that she needs so that she can grow up and be a good healthy cow. So I feel like calf sharing like that would be a good happy medium where it's worth my time to go out and milk Lori every morning, but Ruby Ann is also still getting everything that she needs to continue to grow and be really healthy. Once I get the milk all put away, then I have to clean out my machine so that it's ready for me to go again in the morning. The person that I had been sourcing milk from kind of walked me through how she cleans her machine out, and I'm doing that same process. The very first thing you do is a bleach water rinse. Now, I'm not a big fan of using the bleach, and I've been doing a little bit of research to try to find more of an organic disinfectant, but so far we've just been doing the bleach water. But because I'm not a huge fan of using the bleach, then I do a warm soapy water rinse through to make sure there is no bleach residual in the machine. And then after the soapy water, I come back and do a warm water final rinse to just thoroughly clean it all and rinse it out. So cleaning out the machine definitely adds a whole step to this process. It takes me about 10 minutes to thoroughly clean it out and be ready to use it again in the morning. So I'm going to share with you guys my honest thoughts on owning a milk cow. I think it's a whole thing just getting settled into the routine, learning the whole process. At first, I was very overwhelmed about it all. Fortunately, Lori was such a calm cow that she made the whole training part of that and settling into the routine very simple. I was overwhelmed by the machine and how big it was and all the parts, but reaching out to someone else who's already been doing it for a long time really helped me to learn that whole process and not feel overwhelmed about that. And just getting everything set up down at the barn where I could have it as an easy place to do this chore every morning. Because it's an everyday chore, we still have a few things that we need to do to our setup, but for the most part, we have it pretty easy to bring Lori in and sufficiently milk her out. And to be honest with you, I have been so enjoying this part of my morning. I kind of already want to add a second cow because with the way I'm doing it, I feel like adding a second cow would not add a whole lot of work and would honestly kind of just make it more worth my time. But I'm a bit hesitant because as soon as I add a second cow, I will have to start selling my milk. So it goes from just being a fun family milk cow hobby to being a part of our business. And I'm just not so sure I want to go that route just yet. And there's one more piece to all this, and that's actually using all the milk that we are getting. So I've been making yogurt, I've been feeding my kefir grains, we've been doing a lot of smoothies. I recently ordered a Ninja Creamy to easily start making some homemade ice cream. Look forward to experimenting with some cheese making, just all the different ways that I can use this raw milk and we can really enjoy it. That's also part of the whole learning curve as well. I hope you guys found this video interesting. I look forward to sharing much more about Lori and Ruby Ann in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.